Selma. In my opinion, it's a great film. The story, based on a true story, chronicles Martin Luther King Jr.'s campaign to secure equal voting rights via a march from Selma to Montgomery, Alabama. Opposition is fierce, but King and his followers hold strong, determined to get what they want. This film simultaneously portrays history and makes history. The director is an African-American woman, Ava DuVernay. She has largely dealt with film promotion in the past. She has directed other films, but this is by far her most ambitious project. And it is by default a very delicate project because she is dealing with one of the most inspiring figures in history. But thankfully, she, along with her collaborators, did King and this story justice. I was also very surprised to find this was an emotional film. When it comes to historical dramas, I generally find that, be it the intentions of the filmmakers or not, the films usually come out as these very dry, matter of fact, this is what happened kind of movie. And as a result, I always find myself just fighting constantly to stay awake and remain engaged. This film is one of the rare exceptions. I got emotional multiple times during this movie. DuVernay's direction is intelligent and she remains true without being stiff. Her vision, along with the photography and production design, is excellent. What I came away most impressed with, though, was David Oyelowo's performance. He, along with his supporting cast, are astounding. There is not a single false note among them. My favorite scene takes place early on, when King is alone at night in his kitchen. He makes a phone call to a singer friend, Mahalia Jackson. It is one of the very few times in the film when King is really just by himself. And it stuck out to me because he is vulnerable in this moment. He is seeking comfort and support, but he's not leaning on his wife for that. And I found that very interesting. I think that speaks to the kind of person that he was. And for me, it was just a really incredible scene. Where I think the film could have improved is the pacing and the editing. While the cutting does serve the story, there were times when slow motion was utilized, and it didn't make sense to me. A good example is in the beginning when there's this explosion, and there's this minute-long slow motion shot, and then we cut to this shot that fades in with the rubble. Personally, I would have just cut from the explosion to fade in with the rubble. This, of course, coincides with the editing. The film is 2.5 hours long, and to its credit, it actually flows pretty well. But there were moments like that, coupled with dialogue scenes that were really just too slow, that make me feel like this could have been a much tighter piece. But overall, for a movie about one of the most important figures in our history, this is a really well-crafted piece, put together by very passionate people. And I hope that in the future, schools use this as a teaching tool. I give Selma 4 out of 5 stars. Thank you very much for your time. Have an awesome day.